This is going to be fun. Today I am joined by the person that is often considered Redwood's next top agent, the legendary, or soon to be legendary, Jamie Richards.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So walk me through that impetus moment. Like, when did you know that your career was going to be in real estate?
Yeah, so I've been in real estate for about a year and a half now. And the way that I started was through my university. I attended James Madison University, go Dukes, by the way. I attended JMU for 4 years and graduated in spring of 2022, so last year. And during my time at JMU, I joined the Society of Real Estate Student Organization, looking for something to do once I graduate. Joined the club, learned about the world of real estate, and immediately gravitated towards it. Loved the idea that I'd be able to help as many people as possible while supporting my family. So I learned how to get started. I took my online classes during my spring semester of my senior year. While I was a student athlete, had so many things going on, so many different commitments, but I was determined to get in real estate. So once I graduated that spring, I passed all my real estate classes, passed the exams, and started interviewing different brokerages, but landed at Century 21 Redwood Realty 2 months after I graduated and haven't looked back ever since.
We love having you. So tell me, what was your sport?
So I was actually on the track and field team at JMU, which not many people know, but it's a proud accomplishment.
Fascinating. So was there like a specific speaker or topic that kind of drew you in and really piqued your interest, took it to a next level?
Not necessarily, no. I would just say being surrounded by like-minded people. Everyone was motivated to become an entrepreneur, to become a business owner, and have that flexibility in their career. And I was, motivated just as they were, and I learned more about it and did my own research outside of the club, which could tell you that I was really interested in it. And then I wanted to learn more. So once I joined the company, I learned even more. And this is definitely something that I've become passionate about.
And there's good reason for that, because it is one thing to be inspired to do something, especially at that young, right out of college age, but it's something very different to do what you've done, which is to actually act on it, all right? Follow your inspiration and then deal with the grind that comes through the implementation process. So I give you just so much credit for doing all that. Now, you started in our Ascend program, right?
Correct, yeah.
So how long did it take you to get through all the classes and then do everything it takes to graduate from that Ascend program?
Yeah, so it took me about a year to get through Ascend and then graduate. But, I was the type of agent where I would go into the office every day, hop on my Ascend classes. Our Ascend classes are 3 days a week for about an hour and a half each day. So, I was really focused on attending every single class and being present for every single class and learning as much as possible so that, once I get through the classes, I can go out there in the field and execute. So
walk me through how your first transaction came together.
Let me see if I can think back to my first transaction. I believe it was a cold call, actually. So cold calling is still something that I do to this day. It's a part of my marketing activities. It's a part of my business plan. But I was literally just looking on Zillow and was just calling for sale by owners on Zillow and for rent by owners on Zillow because I didn't want to pay for a platform at the time. I was just looking for something to do, and it happened to work out. I cold called a for rent by owner, and I actually got them to sell their property instead of renting it out. So
yes, and was there that voice in your head that, like, as things were happening, was like, oh yes, I'm getting my first
Yeah,
one.
Definitely.
You're taking me back to my first sale, which happened my first weekend working for a new home builder, and I remember the feeling was like scoring a touchdown, and I was like driving down Route 66, and I felt like the coolest human being on the entire planet.
Yeah, no, I couldn't believe it while I was going through it, but, I just had to remain confident and trust the training that, Redwood has given me. And, to turn a landlord to a seller and sell their property like I did, it's pretty impressive.
That's great. Congrats.
Thank you.
Now, you cold call, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. This is what is so great about agents who are not afraid to cold call. Check this out. As a new agent, or as any agent, people are going to call you to list their house for one of three reasons. They're going to call you, number one, because they know you, or they were referred by someone that they trust. Number two is they know of you and they view you as an expert. Or number three, you have a home listed that they're considering buying and that you kind of back your way into the listing. As a new agent, Jamie, you have none of those, right? Your sphere of influence basically consists of almost no one that can credibly refer you, to their friends for real estate services. So what you need to do is you got to build your sphere. How do you build your sphere? Having meaningful conversations. And so when you refuse to be limited in those conversations to just the people that you know, you can just grow your business exponentially faster. So I love the fact that you are just taking control of your business. You're not waiting for the phone to ring. You're going out there and you're making calls. And here's what's even more beautiful about that is as you make these relationships, even if people never buy or sell, they can always refer you their business. You can invite them to your client appreciation parties, even if they're not clients, and then continue to work those referral sources. So my hat's off. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the secret to your success.
I'm definitely one of those agents where, cold calling is scary, for me and for most agents out there, but I just look at it as a part of the business, a part of work. It's what I have to do to make money and survive, right? So I just, try my best to get over that fear. I get on the phone. The first step is actually making the calls. Then once you make the calls, I think you can kind of get in a groove, get more comfortable with it. But just have a conversation, and let the person on the other line do most of the talking, and you just sit back and listen. And it's really worked out for me, and especially setting the appointment, meeting them face to face, and going from there.
Now you're working in the area that you grew up, right? Right here in Reston?
Correct.
Do you tap into your personal friend base in your marketing?
I definitely try to, especially through social media, because that's where most of my generation and my alumni network is today. I'll admit not many people my age are buying and selling houses right now, but they still know someone who wants to do something real estate related. So definitely putting myself in front of all my friends and people that I graduated with, putting myself in front of them and through social media. And I see that they're engaged with my content. They're messaging me saying they're going to use me to buy their first home, and it's really rewarding to see that I can provide value through social media.
Now, do you work with them in tenant form? Like if one of your friends wanted to rent a home, would you take them up on that and represent them?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Majority of my business has been rentals, working with landlords and tenants. So I'm, definitely happy to work with a tenant. I just haven't come across one of my friends that is looking to rent on their own. Most of them are still with their parents.
Gotcha.
Which is, there's nothing wrong with that, different lifestyles.
So tell me about the JMU marketing. Like, can you go to a game, basketball, football, and then write that off on your taxes?
I don't know about that. I'm not a tax advisor, so I would definitely consult a tax advisor about that. But that'd be nice if I could.
So when it comes to your JMU alumnus marketing, do you do most of that on the JMU campus? It's not that crazy far away. Or do you do it more through networking here in Northern Virginia?
So it is more informal, interacting with people from JMU in this area, because a good amount of people in this area have went to JMU, and a good amount of my friends from JMU live in this area, so which is really nice, but that's pretty much how we stay in touch.
So Sean, Nick, and I started Redwood right before the financial crisis, a couple years prior. And so having lived through 08, 09, and 10, I see similarities with 2022 and 2023, not in the health of the market, but in the number of transactions that are out there. And this is relevant because what could prove to be the absolute bottom of this market is October of 2023. And that was, Jamie, your first ever $1 million month. Walk me through how you pulled that together.
So it definitely took a while and took some grind and hustle to get here. But my first $1 million month, my sales were from referrals. Referrals from other real estate agents, and a referral from someone in my networking group. So really that came about from me putting myself out there, talking to as many people as possible, not only potential clients, but industry colleagues as well. Really putting myself out there and, building relationships by coming into the office and going to trainings and meetings and such, where, that came back and returned without me expecting it. So, but, that I was consistent with what I was doing, following up with people, staying in touch with people.
You're just so consistent and professional, and that is having a profound effect, right? This is a huge compliment when an experienced agent is like, I have a referral for Virginia, but I'm not licensed there. Who should I refer this to? And they trust you, Jamie, a newer agent, with that transaction. That is one heck of an endorsement. So that is amazing.
Thank you.
This just gets me so excited, Jamie, because if you can make it in a low inventory, a low activity market like October 23, the sky is the limit. I did like a little impromptu survey the other day, and I took a look at what agents joined our company in 08, 9, and 10, and they are some of the biggest rock stars. So as you can tell in my excitement, like, you are that next great agent.
Thank you.
All right, so now that your career is moving forward, what advice do you have to brand new agents that might be like the Jamie Richards of 18 months ago?
Yeah, so for new agents out there, in order to gain momentum, I would say just start showing up and being present. And, pretty much what that means, at least for me, is by going into, the office, whatever company you're with, show up to the office, be around your fellow colleagues, show up to trainings and meetings, and really learn as much as possible so that, you're able to go out in the field and execute in a timely manner, and that when you do execute, you're able to do it confidently. At least that's what has worked for me. And huge shout out to Jim Phillips and Sonny Hammerly. I mean, they've been tremendous in helping me grow my business and being here for me whenever I needed them. And Melanie Thompson, our Ascend Director, which is where I started. So the support here is really second to none. So I guess first and foremost, find a company that supports you and your business.
Yep, and if you're in the DC area, that company should be Century 21 Redwood Realty.
For sure.
So there's a saying, Jamie, that real estate is a marathon, not a sprint. But a word that I used a couple minutes ago is grind. Real estate is also a grind. What do you do to keep yourself motivated when things might not be going your way, to grind it out and get all your marketing tasks done?
Yeah, so it's definitely hard. Consistency is something that I'm trying to work on. We're all human at the end of the day. I think, everyone has off days, but for me at least, it's remembering my why and remembering why I got into real estate. And, if your why is strong enough, it's going to get you out of bed in the morning. So, while we're doing business planning right now, I mean, that's the perfect time to hone in on your why and figure out what your why is going to be for 2024, because I already have, and I'm ready to go full steam ahead. But
so would you mind extrapolating on that and going into your why a little bit more?
Yeah, so for me, my why is to help my mom and my family purchase our first home together. For us, we've rented all of our lives, and I really didn't know anything about the world of real estate until I got in, and that's one of the main reasons why I got into the industry, was to help my family achieve our goals of home ownership and generational wealth, and then, also help other families do the same.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that is the perfect place to kind of wrap this video up. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise. It is just beyond an honor to play even a small role in your development as a real estate agent. And just thank you so much for all you do for your clients, for your community, and for everyone here at Redwood.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you for being part of our team.